birthday.
Hopefully the last one even got better, so I've made it that long.
Profound.
All the time.
Prophetic.
I'm making shorter now. I'm making shorter today. I fucked up last one.
Genius.
Real bad.
One who went from a hustler to become Harlem's hero. One who went from righteous infiltrator to become a righteous instigator. And of course, I'm talking about none other than Malcolm X, born May 19th, 1925, or El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz. And of course, on last Sunday, as Brother Thomas Muhammad was here, as he had just debuted the documentary that they showed at IBOC, which I also had the opportunity to go see. And of course, the title of the documentary is called Malcolm X, An Overwhelming Influence on the Black Power Movement. The documentary, of course, has dialogue with those who knew Malcolm, those who loved Malcolm, those who believed in Malcolm, and those who followed Malcolm. And as they articulated their perspective on Malcolm, something that I heard in the documentary, among many things, arrested my attention. Peter Bailey talks about the first time he heard Malcolm and what Malcolm did to his inward reality as well as to his outward understanding. And Peter Bailey offers this profound, Peter Bailey offers this significant, Peter Bailey offers this transformative statement when he talked about Brother Malcolm. He said, Malcolm X gave us the medicine that made us immune to white supremacy. Oh, let me say that one more time. What Peter Bailey says about what El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz did when he opened his mouth and he articulated it with an embodied, bold, transformative, and powerful witness. He said, Peter Bailey says that Malcolm X gave us the medicine that made us immune to white supremacy. And what Peter Bailey ultimately was suggesting is that those who heard him were the recipients of a victorious vaccine, and that victorious vaccine made sure that their cells did not succumb to the realities that were manifesting themselves. It made sure that their cells did not succumb to the cancerous and corrosive and toxic ideology that asserted that they were superior and that we were inferior. What Bailey suggests is that what Malcolm did was make sure that the cancerous and corrosive ideology that promoted that they were higher valued and we were devalued and disvalued could not take hold. What Peter Bailey was suggesting is that the cancerous and corrosive and toxic ideology that suggested that we were divine, that they were divine and we were demonic could not take hold. And what Bailey underscores by asserting that reality is that those things that would manifest themselves, which would lend themselves to self-negation and contribute to a hopelessness, and that would also contribute to a spiritual, mental, and emotional death for some and a physical death for others. The same death that James Baldwin talks about in The Fire Next Time as he writes to his nephew, who is his namesake. When James Baldwin is talking about his own brother, James Baldwin says to his nephew, your father, of course, is physically gone and he will not be able to see you grow up. But he says to his nephew, he says, your father suffered a spiritual, emotional, and mental death long before he suffered a physical death. And he suffered that spiritual, emotional, and mental death because he believed everything that white folks had said about him. And what Peter Bailey and others in the documentary underscore is that what Malcolm did is that Malcolm helped to transform the lens through which we saw ourselves. Malcolm really did affirm the fact that we were a chosen generation. Malcolm really did affirm the fact that we were a royal priesthood. Malcolm helped black folk understand that our history started way before 1619 in Jamestown when the first enslaved Africans were brought to this continent. But he wanted us to understand that you were connected to Mansa Musa, that you were connected to Imhotep, that you were connected to Queen Sheba, that you were connected to Osiris, that you come from a royal, powerful, game-changing lineage. Those who created math, science, and the arts, we created the square. There are no angles without us. We are the ones who were the cornerstone and the chief architects of humanity and of civilization and of society. Malcolm had a way of affirming us, but not only did he transform the lens through which we saw ourselves, what they also suggested is that Malcolm gave us a language to speak back based upon the fact that we were perpetually relegated to the margins. Malcolm provided a lens and a language that gave us a counter narrative to the prevailing one that said that we were not. And the more I began to listen to that thing, coming off the fact that I had just spent time with a brother who knew Malcolm personally for the last 3 years of his life. And as I've had a chance to spend time with Mr. Gus Newport, who was with Malcolm 4 days before he died, and thinking about what they said in the documentary, it hit my spirit, Fitz, that what he said Malcolm did was impact the souls and the souls of black folks. Ooh, let me unpack that real quick. This thing get real good. The souls, what he said was Malcolm impacted the SOULS, right? That Malcolm impacted our internal reality and gave us a sense of our own dignity and divinity. But not only did he impact the SOULS, he impacted our SOLES, the crown of your head down to the sole of your feet. And what he was ultimately suggesting is that what? When you feel differently about yourself on the inside, it ain't got no choice but to manifest itself on the outside. So if you feel proud of who you are on the inside, it's about where you gonna walk, but it's also about how you gonna walk. When you begin to feel a little different about who you are on the inside, you no longer walk with your head down. When you begin to feel a little different about who God made you on the inside, you square them shoulders up. When you feel a little differently about who God has called you to be on the inside, you willing to walk in places where you know snakes and wolves and devils are, and you still say the blood still works. So I'm gonna walk up in here with my head high. You ain't got to like me, you ain't got to love me, but I'm gonna let my light shine everywhere I go. I'm gonna continue to live and walk and talk like God made me as one who is the head and not the tail. That God made me as one who is above and not beneath. That God said I'm blessed in the city and blessed in the field. So I'm gonna walk like it, talk like it, and act like it based upon the fact that my soul has been impacted. And what Malcolm did was impact our inward reality, which then manifested itself a particular kind of way outwardly. And what that ultimately suggested to me is that what Malcolm helped us understand, because when some people heard Malcolm, they feared him, while other people were freed by him. When some folk heard him because of the passion and because of the unapologetic truths that he shared, they said, nobody, you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't open your mouth like that. But then other folk heard him and said, I've been waiting for somebody to tell the truth. Not based on emotion, not based on conjecture, and not based on opinion. Malcolm gave you straight facts, no chaser oftentimes. But what Malcolm was ultimately trying to get us to do is what? To be in the world, but not be of the world. Malcolm was providing us with a different understanding of what it meant to be in, but not of. Sounds a whole lot like that truth teller from Tarsus who wrote to the Gentiles in Rome when he said what? Romans chapter 12, be not conformed. Conformity, we know, is what? Made yourself fashion yourself according to the pattern of another. Be not conformed to the larger world, but also be not conformed to the Roman Empire, more specific, but be ye transformed. The word for transform is metamorpho, where we get the word metamorphosis, transform to a complete other form. And we know we use the metaphor of caterpillar to butterfly. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. And y'all know, as we talked a few weeks ago, see, you get the description by Paul, but you also got to have the prescription. Because, see, the text tells you what to do, be not conformed. Tells you why, so that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God, but it never gave you how do you transform your mind. So let me drop this again for those who missed the Bible study. I want to give you a preview. I want to rewind a little bit for those who missed what we said at the Bible study, because the more I begin to think about this thing, the more I begin to realize, so I saw